Let's talk more Magic the Gathering and Final Fantasy with Tidus, Yuna's Guardian. And right off the bat, I understand it's technically Tidus. I call that boy Tidus. Tidus is a real name. It's in the Bible. Tide, water. I'm calling him Tidus. You just gotta have to accept that. I actually want to argue that all of this stuff up here is perfect. Tidus, Yuna's Guardian, fits perfect because he's literally one of Yuna's Guardians. His color identity is perfect because green for environmentalism, which is a big strong push in Final Fantasy X and kind of going back to natural ways. White for being a hero, and blue because so much of Tidus' story is tied into water. But even the art, I've seen people commenting like, oh, he's holding the sword backwards. Folks, go back and play Final Fantasy X. Outside of the Khalid Bolg and arguably the Brotherhood, and even in some scenes he does it there, and in some games he does it with those, he holds all his swords backwards. That's just a thing Tidus literally has always done. He holds them with the curved blade part facing him. I don't know why, he just does, dude. Go play Dissidia, he holds Brotherhood backwards. It's in there. Then there's his first ability. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may move a counter from target creature you control onto a second target creature you control. Tidus learns a lot of buffing abilities, but more specifically, outside of being a Guardian, Tidus is a blitzball player. That's kind of his bread and butter. And what is he good at? All phases of the game. We know him for the eject shot and things like that, but Tidus is just a great player, which means he's good at passing. So he's passing the ball back and forth between the other teammates. And also, he's good at teaching others. He helps the idea of like teaching the Besaid Aurochs to do better and things like that. Like that's part of the idea of who he is. He inspires other people. So this is kind of representative of him as a captain blitzball player, which I think is excellent. And then of course there's Cheer. When one or more creatures you control with counters on them deal combat damage to a player, you may draw a card and proliferate. Do this only once each turn. Of course, Cheer is an ability Tidus learns, and literally it raises the attack power of all his party members. In this case, proliferating, especially if they have, say, +1/+1 counters, but also it ties in with his first ability, the idea of teaching other players to be better. So if this creature has a flying counter, and this creature has a 1/1 counter, you can proliferate, they each get an additional, and the next turn, you can have one get passed to the other. You're teaching them to share the ball, you're teaching them to all work in harmony so that you can score and do well. You can do this only once a turn, however, because much the same in the game, Cheer is an ability you use once per turn. So it all kind of feeds into his natural skill set as well as his storyline pretty awesomely, and kind of reflects who he is as a person, as a player, and of course as a teammate. Tidus was a simple one, but I really just think he's kind of perfect for what he does. I think he's going to be a cool deck leader. And again, I cannot stress enough, he holds all his swords backwards. This is not wrong. This is super accurate. The dude's weird. Just deal with it. Anyways, tell me what you think the next card I'm going to do is, and what cards you want to see that you haven't seen revealed yet. Leave a comment, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.